Sacramento, keep the cam on. We're cut the police. Every hood, every block, every light, every street. Document the police. Exercise your rights, we ain't backing off now. Woo. We united in the city, yeah, we standing our ground. Hey, document the police. Hey. Sacramento, woo. Keep the cam on. For the homies and the elders and the kids we teach. From the heights to the view, let the whole town see.
Am I going to be famous too? You're going to put me on your YouTube video?
You're going to be YouTube famous?
Lemon pound cake, pound cake.
Sacramento, we watching. Step out the car, phone up, stay calm. Sidewalk under my feet, that's my front lawn. Public space, that can my lucky charm. Only thing I'm shooting is dot in my palm. Sacramento Community Watch, we roll deep. Aunties, uncles, young ones out the whole street. We the eyes when they try to move in low key. Press record, press them back, let the world see. You a public servant, deserve that truth. Don't swing on my rights, don't snatch my proof. First Amendment, ink in my...
Hey folks, welcome in. I am your host, Reno News Now, here on the Sacramento Community Watch Network. I'm also known as the ADHD Auditor. Welcome in, folks. As with me, as always, the one who, my yin to my yang here, Chief England. How's it going, sir?
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. I'm relaxing. How you doing, brother?
Oh, my shoulder's been bothering me a lot lately. I need to get back to the chiropractor. And yeah. So, but yeah, I'm hanging in there. Life's getting to me. It's just got to take it one day at a time, folks. So, but we're here tonight to have some fun. How are you folks doing tonight out there? Let us know in the chat. If you're watching us from a later time, please leave a comment, super thanks, or a hype for us. Always glad to get those folks over on the Sacramento Community Watch channel, folks. So.
Yes, sir.
We got a lot to go through today. We're actually probably going to skip housekeeping. We don't really have much in the way of housekeeping. There was some things that happened in the courts, but we're going to hold those back for a little while, and then we're going to report on those once we have more information in a couple of weeks, folks. So
yes,
we're just gonna kind of skip over housekeeping because we really don't have that much except for one thing that Chief wanted to bring up here, and we're going to let him bring that up now.
Oh, yes, sir. So we got a song here we want you guys to listen to, courtesy of AI, creating a song for our YouTube channel, and it's called the Sacramento Watch Anthem. Man.
And I'll go ahead and get it playing here.
Yeah. Sacramento, stand up. Watch team. We outside for the people. Yeah. Woo.
Yep. Here we
go.
go.
Knows, thank you for coming in.
Paso Heights to the South Sac blocks. Cameras in the air when the squad car stop. Alkali Flats, Oak Park. They ride through, we ride too. Side by side, we slide through. Meadow View posted on the corner, phone ready. Floor and road legends, hope the frame steady from the Thomas to Valley High. We link ties, every neighborhood another set of eyes. Pull up on Mac Road, they pat them down. We don't crowd, we surround, film the whole shakedown. From Pocket to Fruit Ridge, the story the same. So we document the damage and we write down names. Downtown nights, City Hall in the backdrop. Constitution on my chest, that's a laptop. Rights in the hard drive, mine never sleep. First line of defense is the people in the street. Watch team. Sacramento, keep the cam on.
Put them up.
The police. Every hood, every block, every light, every street. Document the police. Exercise your rights.
Come on, cops, welcome on in. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
We united in the city, yeah, we standing our ground. Hey.
Sacramento, where you at?
Hey. Sacramento, keep the cam on. For the homies and the elders and the kids we teach. From the heights to the view, let the whole town see. When we stand as one.
What?
That's community. Art and arcade, we parade in the daylight. Keeping it lawful, still we don't play nice. Rancho Cordova to the gardens, we check badge numbers. Talk calm,
Yep.
quote cold, make them feel the pressure. Northgate, Southland Park, we spark minds. Tell a youngin' you can film from a safe line. Don't reach, don't preach, just hold your ground. You got the right to observe and record what goes down from Tahoe Park all the way to Glen Elder. We don't fold, we get bolder, we tell them. This our town, this our tax, this our block. We the ones that they serve, so we watch that watch. We
Sacramento,
ain't
where you at?
anti, we for public safety. We just want
Prayer,
truth
welcome
every
in.
time they face me. First Amendment in the air like a flag when it waves. Sacramento Watch Team, we don't
Wayne the
look away.
Pain, smash that like button, folks. Please do. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, folks, do
Every
that
hood,
too.
every block, every light, every street. Document the police. Exercise your rights, we ain't backing off now. We united in the city. Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, JK Knows.
Yes, sir.
Document the police. Sacramento, Del Pass, got the camo. Meadowview, Oak Park, Heights, Sacramento, Dick Thomas, Fruit Ridge, all linked tight. G Parkway, Valley High.
And if you from Sacramento, you know exactly what he's saying in these areas he's shouting out.
We the voice, we the film, we the heart of the streets. Keep the cam on. Record the police. Every hood, every block, every light, every street.
Tell him.
Document the police. Exercise your rights, we ain't backing off now. We united in the city, yeah, we standing our ground. Document the police. Sacramento. Keep the cam on. For the homies and the elders and the kids we teach. Sacramento.
You gotta teach everybody, the whole community.
From the heights to the view, let the whole town see.
Tell them.
When we stand as one,
What is
that's
it?
community.
Community. Hey. 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 Hey, we
And we just
appreciate
used
everybody for tuning in.
tonight's thumbnail for the background of that because we couldn't just upload an MP3. No, we had to have video of some sort. So
Yes, sir.
had I had a little more time, I probably could have done some visual beats and some cool stuff. But we'll just use the
Hey,
graphic.
I
from
wanted
tonight,
y'all to hear
folks.
that. I wanted the community to hear that song, man. It's very important. We need to put that out there for the people. Download that song one good time. Put that on your radios.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
we're working on getting it into places so that way we're looking into that sort of thing. So where you can find it on music services later on. So
Yep. So, folks,
go ahead.
moving right on into it. We're gonna check out a video from Rashad Ritchie. We got a female cop acting like a little tyrant. So we're gonna put her here on the stage for the world to see. Let's check her out.
So we're gonna go with our feature presentation, folks.
Feature presentation. Now declassified. Live update.
Okay, so yeah, we're trying to get stingers in between things. So I'm working on housekeeping. You know, might change that around too. So, but we're gonna work on stingers throughout the little thing here. But yeah, here's Dr. Rashad Ritchie, folks.
Accused of assaulting two people who were in handcuffs. Put it up, full mass. We have a hell of a story.
Here we go.
Buckeye, Arizona. According to ABC 15, former Buckeye police officer Carrie Corico is headed to trial on 2 counts of aggravated assault after Internal Affairs investigated and documented what supervisors described as excessive and unnecessary force against people who were already
Smash that
handcuffed
like
and
button,
already
folks.
in custody, one of them being a woman who happened to be 9 months pregnant. Carrie, who resigned from the Buckeye Police Department earlier this month,
Of course.
was indicted
be a
by a
gypsy
grand
cop.
jury on March 27th, 2026 on 2 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count connected to each of 2 separate incidents. She entered a not guilty plea at her arraignment earlier this week. A trial is scheduled for November. Her attorney declined to comment. I want to go ahead and put those surveillance pictures up now. And I want to keep those up. It shows the aggression of the officer. It clearly shows the individuals are handcuffed. Reminder,
So just so you folks know, usually there's a theme with police officers, law enforcement officers, where if you are in custody, you are in their care. They're supposed to take care of you. You are in a vulnerable position. So when they do things like this, when you're when you are in detention, when you're in handcuffs, they are committing assault on a prone individual. And I'm glad that she's getting her due upcomings on this, folks, already on this. Because just by these pictures alone, it's unfathomable to do this to a pregnant woman. Because now you're endangering 2 lives, folks.
One of her charges deals with a 9-month pregnant woman, mother. The first incident
Almost to
happened on
term.
November
Oh
1st, 2025. The officer arrested a 21-year-old woman who was 9 months pregnant at the time. Arrested her for reckless driving after a traffic stop in Buckeye. This is reckless driving. It's a traffic pursuit. The woman told investigators the officer's demeanor was hostile from the start to the stop. And she said the officer questioned her attitude, made demeaning comments during a pat-down search, told her family that whether she wanted to go to jail depending on her attitude, not the law, but her attitude.
Transparency.
Internal records obtained via public records request says the officer made comments including calling the woman gross, nasty, and ass, and all of this was captured on body cam footage. Now,
I just want to also shout out to all the auditors out there that are watching us. If you want to join us, just let us know in the chat. We'll check out your profile, send you a link to your email listed on your YouTube profile, and you're more than welcome to come on in, folks. So, and join us watching these videos.
Now, surveillance video from inside the booking room shows that same cop pushing the pregnant woman against the wall, dragging her back to a bench. She pushed me, quote, she pushed me against the wall in the corner, end quote. The woman told investigators after being forced onto the bench, she felt a strike on her head. Quote, she gets me to sit down and just hits me, end quote. The woman said the surveillance video shows the cop swinging her arm toward the woman's head. Before I continue,
let me put it to you this way. No matter what she did short of unaliving a person, anything that she's charged of after getting a severe beatdown like this should be just automatically dismissed.
Dropped. Yep.
The person who should be in cuffs should be that dirty cop. And again, folks, we make a hardline distinction between police officers, law enforcement officers, and cops. If you're doing this kind of BS, you're no longer a law enforcement officer, you're a cop. You're no better than the people on TV who don't know what they're doing that's being portrayed on TV. Those rogue cops that you see on TV. We don't want TV cops, and if we do, we want more of the Barney Fifes, the Sheriff Andy Taylors, Carl Winslow from Family Matters. We don't want this.
Yeah, this is egregious and it's disgusting. Like, what if somebody did that to her?
We want the good police officers, and I hope if she gets charged and she gets put into jail, that people are. I hate to wish bad on anybody, but I hope she understands that she might be roughed up in jail like this by other people.
it seems as if the officer is hell-bent on doing destructive criminal damage from the moment of the reckless driving pursuit or encounter. She's demeaning. She says, you are going to jail or you will be free based on your attitude, not based on the law. She then arrests her.
Hey, Blue Line, if you're ever in Reno or if you're ever in Sacramento, we'd be more than happy to team up with you, man.
Yes, sir.
And if you got a banger of a video, let us know through email, man. We'll be more than happy to play it on the live.
Takes her to jail. Knows she's pregnant. She's very pregnant. Physically assaults her while the woman is in handcuffs. You can't help but to imagine that this is not the cop's first time doing this. I mean, that is brazen. It is with ease. It seems common. It seems as if this is the way she is. And I actually believe that the cop operated this way more so than not. I also believe that because of the public expression of the story, because of the reality of bad publicity, she was finally, or is finally, being held accountable. So according to an internal affairs investigation, documents obtained by ABC 15 in a public records release, the officer never documented the use of force. Now, this is required by policy. She never documented the use of force in her original incident report.
Stupid.
When investigators posed the question about the use of force, at one point, she said, "Oh, I forgot. I completely forgot. I harassed, assaulted a pregnant woman in handcuffs. Completely slipped my mind."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She said,
how convenient. How convenient that was the excuse, you know. How convenient. What a dirtbag.
This is who we trust, folks. I mean, again, in my opinion, national, federal level of policing, you have to understand the law. You have to know the law. You should know better than to beat down a pregnant woman. Oh my God.
She wouldn't do it if she wasn't in them handcuffs, though.
At another point, she says,
even tried if she was
actually,
in them handcuffs.
I thought I did include that. I'm not making this up. When her report was read aloud during her second interview, investigators confirmed there was no mention of any force directed at the woman's head or face anywhere in the document. That's falsification. That's obstruction of justice. That's violation of oath of office.
Yep.
Period. There's more. When investigators played the video to the cop during the interview, she agreed it did not look good. Quote, "I think the video looks really ugly." End quote. That's what the cop said. She then says, "But I will say, I've never once in my life open hand slapped or struck anybody. And in this moment, I just think the only thing that I did was revert to my training." End quote. Her supervising.
And folks, this is why we need more training for police officers. We constantly train them to be afraid, but we don't train them on the law. We don't train them, to make decisions. We train them to follow orders.
We don't train them on the Constitution.
We don't train them on the Constitution. And then, they are always quick out to bark out, "This is a lawful order. I'm giving you a lawful order." They don't even understand what a lawful order is. And when questioned about it, the, prosecution objects because guess what? They are not legal. They can't draw legal conclusions. Why not? They draw legal conclusions all the time, whether or not you're guilty or innocent, or at least try to make that legal conclusion before trying to arrest you. Always trying to find something to fit into that category and make those legal conclusions. So why can't they explain themselves how legally they came to those conclusions?
Yeah, most cops play roadside court. That's why. Judge Dredd.
But they play roadside court, but they don't allow you to play along with them, because they will go, "Well, we're not playing roadside court. If you want to, you can bring it up with a judge." But by that time, you're already detained and arrested for something you didn't do.
Like Hoyt said, remember? Speak to the judge. Talk to the judge. Oh, shit.
Hey, Blue Line, if you want to get a hold of Sacramento Community Watch, it's sacramentocommunitywatch@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of me over at Reno News Now, it's renonewsnow@outlook.com. And the emails are also in our description, folks. Channel descriptions.
Sergeant reviewed the same video and reached a different conclusion. Internal records show he described the officer's actions as, quote, "very aggressive," end quote, and said they were, quote, "definitely over the top and unnecessary," end quote. When asked during her interview whether her conduct met department standards, the officer said the answer was not simple. Quote, "It's not a simple yes or no," she said. It's based off everything leading up to that point. And I don't think that the public treating us like, she says, crap, means that we have to sit here and be quiet and take it either. End quote. She also acknowledged her conduct was not flawless. Quote, "There's always room for improvement." End quote.
I just severely beat a pregnant woman for no apparent reason, and there's always room for improvement. No.
Yeah, and then you give this sorry sap ass excuse like you're somebody's hero. You're a criminal.
But,
you beat this lady
my
up
God.
in handcuffs. You beat her up.
If that lady could have defended herself, that
Exactly.
pregnant
She would've
woman
got her
could have
ass spanked.
defended herself, she would have had more charges for assaulting an officer.
She would have got her ass spanked. That cop.
And they would have had more
Okay.
cops in there beating her ass too.
My opinion. She would have got spanked.
Oh. Hey, folks, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. The links are in the description, folks, down below. Please take a look at those, and don't forget to subscribe.
Ooh.
And I know everything I did here is not perfect. That's just the first incident, okay?
Oh, yeah, no. Peg's Place 2128. It's a game to take people to court, extort money by lawyers or the court system. Exactly. They don't care. Their life's going to continue day in and day out. They're going to continue to go clock in on the people's dime, collect that welfare money, go to and do a job that they're poorly trained for, follow orders rather than critical think. Because if they could critically think, they would start arresting their own.
Oh, for sure.
Through internal affairs, they would be arresting their own. Somebody would have arrested her, that police officer, for beating that pregnant woman if they started doing their job properly and arresting their own. Exactly. Eyes wide shut, clap.
So literally miss accountability because she's the officer of the law. And how dare you recklessly drive on this street and be pregnant? And then she calls the woman nasty and gross and says she's probably going to go to jail for a reckless driving ticket. Jail? And then you assault her in the jail? Incident number one. She takes no responsibility. She says we're not perfect. The same grace that she wants her fellow colleagues to show her, she's not willing to show the average citizen, not even a woman who's 9 months pregnant. But she wants grace. Incident number two. The officer and her officer in training were transporting a man to a county sheriff's office. It's called intake, transfer and release facility in Phoenix, after he had been medically cleared at a hospital. Very common, very routine stuff. The man had originally been arrested on a DV aggravated assault charge by a different cop. In other words, the officer, Carrie, was acting only as transport, was not involved in the arrest, was not involved in the initial investigation, was not involved in the incident, don't know this man, never met this man. Her job is to give somebody a ride to the jail from the hospital. That's it.
And shut
Very
up.
simple. Okay, person's already been charged.
Yep.
Surveillance video from the jail's parking area shows the man headbutting the officer as he exited the patrol car. Okay. The cop then took him to the ground. After I bumped her, she threw me to the ground, the man later told investigators. She tore my shirt, he told investigators. She punched me in the face when I was already restrained. So during the officer's administrative interview, investigators played her audio of what she allegedly said to the man during the encounter inside the jail. Quote, I will smash you so hard into this effing wall you won't see straight. The officer is heard saying on the recording. Do you understand me? Do you effing understand me? End quote. Eternal.
See, when they're behind their closed doors, when they're behind their walls, when they're in the jail areas, and they're out of public sight, when they're outside of our cameras, when they control the narrative, that's when they become the worst. We need to have more accountability, more openness to records. When it comes to disciplining the police, the people we're putting out there to protect and serve the public, but they're the ones who are causing harm, we need to be able to see that. We need to be able to view that. We should be able to get every record of their atrocities so that way it follows them like a big bright light when they try to go cop shopping at other locations. We shouldn't let these people resign underneath investigations just so that way they can retain their law enforcement license. If you resign under investigation, that should be an automatic revocation of their law enforcement license. Unless, because if they're resigning because they know that they did something wrong, they know that they effed up, they know they're going to get in trouble, they know that they could lose their law license, they just quit and it all goes away and they go play gypsy cop in another town. But luckily they got this one arrested.
Records show the cop later told investigators she used a technique called a distraction strike. Now, this is a new one. She calls it a distraction strike, something she learned. She said she learned during her nearly 10 years with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. Now, she works for the Buckeye Police Department, so she's blaming another department for this stand-up training she has called distraction strike, okay? She says it was because of this previous sheriff's office I worked for in 2023.
Jack, boot, so, pig, exactly.
Before 2023. She acknowledged the technique is not taught.
Hey, check the chat, folks. Anybody with an iPhone 17, first person that says iPhone in the comments wins merch.
By Buckeye PD. Quote, you don't unlearn how to be a police officer just because you went somewhere new, the officer said during the interview. She was then placed on unpaid administrative leave the day after her May 27th indictment and resigned from the Buckeye Police Department on June 4th. Her not guilty arraignment took place earlier this week. We are going to follow this story. And I want to say this.
NCIC for the people is what I've thung is needed, even if it's just Facebook or YouTube. I don't understand why many auditors don't put these cops' names in the description so it's searchable. Blue Line, definitely reach out to me. I'm working on something I think you might like. Me and Chief have been working on something. We need a few more auditors to help us with it. So if you're interested, yeah, definitely reach out to me through email. I definitely have something you might enjoy. And Chief, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm positive, based on circumstantial evidence, that two human beings throughout her long law enforcement career, she has a very long law enforcement career, two human beings are not the only two people she slipped up on and made this mistake or hit them with a distraction strike. Or
Tennessee Transparency, the People's Real Brady List. Kinda, that's kind of what we're working on. We want to put the public records back into public, folks. So, that's something that we're working on, especially with police officers. So, if you Tennessee Transparency, please reach out to us as well through email. we want to set you up and show you what we're working on. And hopefully, we could get, for instance, I'm going to use this as a for instance, and I'm sure Chief.
Let me butt in right here. We're not going to necessarily just show you what, you know what I'm saying? We'll definitely have to make that a.
We'll show the public later. So we're looking for auditors to kind of help us fine tune what we're working on here. So, but for instance, folks, when you file a police complaint in Nevada, it's no longer public information. You basically, the only public thing about it is what you do with the results afterward, or do with it beforehand, such as I have a public complaint, Chief has a public complaint against some officers in Reno PD. But the way that the police constitution is set up, or Police Rights Act or whatever, we cannot publicly access that complaint anymore once we turn it in. It's gone, it's sealed, it is like part of their employee file. We can't get it. So rather than the state say you can't get this record, we're going to try to make it to where we put that information out there and let the people decide what they want once you got it. So we're starting something like that where it's public information by the public. So we're definitely looking to show it to you guys later.
Decided to assault them while they were in handcuffs, and then lie about it on official reports and during the official investigation. I'm quite sure it is not limited to 2 people. So I encourage you, if you have been assaulted by this cop.
Oh, Tennessee transparency, upload your own complaint before you hand it in. Exactly. Always save a copy. The thing is I actually went over my complaint live, folks. So, I mean, it's out there now. It's public. Anybody can get my copy out there now on one of my past live streams. We did a part of housekeeping. We went over my complaint against the Crazy Ice Christensen who battered me on what was that, Zombie Crawl.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I haven't heard thing one from the Reno Police Department, folks.
Haven't
got one call. Haven't got one email.
We said this before. The Reno Police, they hide from the public. They hide from reports. They hide from everything.
Why should I have to chase down my public employees?
You see, the chief just got fired. I mean, several other.
Yeah, the chief was officially fired, and yeah, we should have done a "What's Up" washo here on it. Yeah, the police chief was fired in Reno. Chief Catherine Nance. She won, and top 5 of her deputies got all the boot because guess what? They were stealing from the government. They were stealing time. They wound up going. They won't tell us why, but after independent investigations, we found out that they were going to classes that they were supposed to attend, and then falsifying the documents saying that they attended those classes when they walked out 5-10 minutes later. Mm-hmm. But they're not going to show that because the Nevada State, the Nevada Police Protection, whatever you want to call it, won't let those records go. So we have to change the laws. We got to push these things, folks.
Say something. Come forward, even if it was a long time ago.
I'm sorry.
Hey, shout out to San Joaquin Valley Transparency. That's our brother right there. We keep in contact with them very, very closely. We make sure we keep, our ears and eyes open for other auditors, our fellow brothers and sisters out here, exercising our rights, folks.
So then we're ready to get into the next one here, Chief. Who's this one by?
Yes, sir. This one is by Press Harder, folks. The people.
Let's go ahead and watch this one.
Yeah. We got gang activity. Press on. Press harder. Press now.
Give us some time.
Give us some California. CHP. All up in Fresno, California, on Blackstone in Illinois.
Oh my God, he's standing behind him. I can't have you standing behind me. you stand back, okay?
No. Hey, are people allowed to stand by their cars?
Not behind me.
Is this parking lot's closed? Do you own this fucking? Do you own this spot? Do you own it?
No, but
Then no but. No but. Shut the fuck up. Pound STFU.
have you stand back, or I'm gonna have you arrested, all right?
Oh, you're gonna kidnap?
What law is personal? What law is police safety? They are confounding again case law versus law. There is no, just because case law says that they get to have personal space and that it's expected, it doesn't mean that they actually get it.
Who the hell are you?
Exactly. Who the hell are you?
Not me. For standing in an open parking lot? Am I stuck? I'll go anywhere I fucking want. I'll do circles around you. I will go any fucking where I want. Any fucking where. Any fucking where we want. This is fucking a free country. Freedom. I know it's hard to understand. Bitch ass tyrants can't get freedom through their fucking head. We want freedom. Freedom. If this is happening, it's because you're a disgrace on a fucking America. You never solved a goddamn crime in your whole fucking life. Harassing and collecting, starting protests for no good fucking reason, all up in the neighborhood.
Hey, shout out to San Joaquin Valley Transparency, West Side Accountability, our sister, and Press Harder. They were all on scene. And there was somebody else there. I forgot what his channel name was. But shout out to that brother, too, for standing up for our rights, man. For real.
Think you're hot shit. You're not. You don't have a bubble around you.
Hey, and we have an open
Fuck
invitation to
your safety.
auditors, folks. If you want to
Your
join us, just let
safety
us
is
know in chat.
cowardice.
We'll send you a link.
If you're fucking worried about your safety, go hide under your blue blankie on your own time. Maybe get a psych eval. Maybe you got ADD. Maybe you just fucking made poor life decisions and your mommy should have raised you better, but she didn't. We're fucking tired of this. Oh, that's gotta hurt!
Hey, turn yours down a little
I'm
bit.
forgetting my buttons. Okay, let me go into Stream Deck and fix that.
What did he stop you for? Plates. Yeah. Absolute bullshit stop. Absolute bullshit stop.
Every day of the week. You got nothing to start saying.
They got a lot of cameras on the police. It's awesome. You got the right to record.
Yeah, subscribe to San Joaquin Valley Transparency, West Side Accountability, Brandon, San Joaquin News Network.
How did I guess at the very beginning it was going to be, oh, you're too close, oh my gosh, I've abused my safety. Again, they train these guys to be so fearful. They don't train them to deal with the community at large.
Yeah, the moment you walk up, it's all of a sudden now you're a threat. It's crazy.
No reasonable articulable suspicion for the threat either.
You're a pussy. Fuck off. We don't want you anymore because you've never, ever solved a crime. Not once in your fucking life have you solved a crime. You fucking pussy. Press on. Press harder. Press now. Woo,
Highway
woo.
patrol. It says highway, you stupid fuck. You weren't even on the highway. That's how fucking stupid you are.
Oh. Finish him.
He did. He finished him. Done. Verbally.
Fatality.
Fatality.
Also,
Oh,
hey, shout out.
jeez, that was a good one.
Shout out to the people. Shout out to press. Shout out to West Side Accountability. Shout out to San Joaquin. Man, I love to see them guys work.
A Tennessee transparency, exactly. They're afraid because they know what they have done, and now we're walking up, and they know what we've done is tyrannical behavior. The thing is that again, the for my safety thing. There's only so much they can do for my safety, and it's usually when you're detained. So if they have no reason to detain you, their duty is to retreat. So if they can't handle it, their duty is to call backup. So therefore, if you think that they're doing something wrong, then you get backup out there if you can't handle it. And then have them watch your rear end because you can't handle it like a man with a few people recording you. Blue Line Transparency also says here, training and education are two different things, like Freeman said. You can train a dog, but yeah, exactly. Training and education are two different things. Chief, the next one's from John Lang. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, let's go ahead and watch that one, folks.
I brought you the story of Ronald Green, a man whose death destroyed the credibility of the Louisiana State Police. In May of 2019, state troopers chased Ronald's car out of the city of Monroe and down more than 20 miles of highway until it crashed into the woods in Union Parish. Ronald died. A few weeks ago, I brought you the story of Ronald Green, a man whose death destroyed the credibility of the Louisiana State Police. In May of 2019, state troopers chased Ronald's car out of the city of Monroe and down more than 20 miles of highway until it crashed into the woods in Union Parish. Ronald died that night, and the troopers told his family that he had died in the wreck. Then his mother got a look at his body, and the deep bruises on his face and the cuts on his head didn't match a car crash, and neither did his car, which still had the windshield intact. It took the better part of 2 years, a wrongful death lawsuit, and the Associated Press to eventually force the release of body camera footage that the LSP had been hiding the whole time.
And see, folks, this is the reason why you record the police.
Yep.
They're purposefully hiding body cameras. We could put cameras on them. We could put cameras in their car. We could put cameras in the air on drones, all controlled by the police. But the moment that they F up, and rather than release it, guess what they're going to do? They're going to hide it. And you're going to have to get lawyers involved, and then you're going to have to get the jail and the courts involved. That's why you always record the police, folks. You always record your interactions. And if you need a good attorney when you're out there, get Attorney Shield. So that way, if the cops pull you over, if the cops stop you, you got an attorney you can press a button for 24/7 on your phone. And within a moment's video recorded call with an attorney right there in front of the officer to let the officer who has not received proper law training know what the law is. And if they refuse to listen to a lawyer after they properly advised you of your rights, guess what? That qualified immunity is out the window even faster because you had a lawyer there. I'm sorry, folks, but I had to stop for a second there. And we're not paid by Attorney Shield.
He says training and education are two different things. Like Freeman said, you could train a dog. You're right, because a dog wouldn't be educated, for sure.
May seem like it, but you know what? We train them to be afraid. We train them to be afraid. We train them to put fear.
Ronald didn't die in a car crash. He had been tased, beaten, and left face down on the pavement by troopers out of Troop F, which is the state police unit headquartered in Monroe. Several troopers were charged for what they did to Ronald, but none of them faced any serious jail time. But what happened to Ronald?
Again, folks, Ronald was unalived. Nobody faced any consequences other than possibly losing their job and going to work for McDonald's. Somebody's unalived and nobody was held accountable.
wasn't an isolated incident for this small corner of Louisiana, and the misconduct this case exposed didn't stop at the state police. The same kind of rot that had been festering inside the LSP found its way into Monroe's own city police department, and ultimately resulted in one of their officers being sent to federal prison. This is Jared Desider, and in 2017, he was about as embedded.
You see that? It said it only counts on camera.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that on the shirt.
In the Monroe Police Department as an officer can get. He had been with the department for nearly a decade, he worked as a canine handler, and he even earned a spot on the department's SWAT team. Officer Desider was an experienced, credentialed, and valuable asset to the Monroe Police Department. But later that year, the department moved to fire him. It started when Officer Desider fell from a ladder during a SWAT training exercise. According to department policy, he was obligated to take a drug test, which tested positive for marijuana. Officer Desider claimed that it came from over-the-counter CBD and hemp products that he had been using for pain, and not from anything that he had smoked. But the Monroe PD had a no-tolerance drug policy, and he was immediately terminated. And that should have been the end of Jared Desider's career as a Monroe police officer, but it wasn't. The case went to the Monroe Municipal and Fire Police Civil Service Board, which is a panel that hears appeals from disciplined officers, and the board voted to give him his job back. The vote was 3-2, and the motion to reinstate him came from a board member who just so happened to be Desider's neighbor. But the city of Monroe had other...
How convenient. How convenient. His neighbor, huh?
Should have recused. That person should have recused.
Other plans. It took the reinstatement to court and fought to keep Desider off the force. And in July of 2019, a district court sided with the city and ruled that he could be terminated. Desider appealed the court's ruling to Louisiana's Second Circuit, and while that appeal was ongoing,
and this is a police officer fighting for his job because he used marijuana. You were told no, you're fired, you're terminated. Anybody else in America, if they get fired from their job, unless it was wrongful termination, like they were retaliated, we're mostly at an at-will state. But because this guy had a government job, he had a union that probably was backing him up on all this as well. He's fighting to keep a job that he's not wanted at. What happens when he gets back on? He's going to be ostracized. He's going to then complain and sue again and get even more money. He's trying to milk the system, folks. Oh my gosh. You talk about welfare queens. Here's one of them.
He remained on the force. So by the spring of 2020, Officer Desider had already been terminated by his own department, and a judge had agreed that he should be fired. Yet he was still patrolling the streets of Monroe, and it didn't take long for him to become involved in a far more serious incident. Just before midnight on April 21st, 2020, a burglar alarm went off in downtown Monroe, and officers from the MPD stopped a man who was walking nearby to question him. That man was 40-year-old Timothy Williams. The officers initially detained Timothy for a field interview, but several officers ended up involved, and one of those officers was Jared Desider. Timothy immediately told the officers he was carrying a fake plastic handgun and surrendered it. They searched him and found drug paraphernalia, and that is when Timothy decided to take off.
Stop! You're gonna get tased! Stop! Get on the ground now! Stay on the ground! Do not move! Do you understand?
I'm good, Dad.
Uh-oh.
Oh! He's on the ground.
Go back. I want to go back.
He kicked him for no reason.
No. He told him no. He said no.
10:33. We got it.
Stand by. now he's holding
He
his
was
neck down. Look how he's holding him down.
Hang on. He's detained.
Put your fucking hand behind your back.
You're assaulting him and you're yelling at him to stop. He was on the ground. He was in the detention position already.
Look at that bald head. Look at that bald head looking like Mr. Clean.
This absolutely disgusts me.
We're over here by Rockland Squad. In custody. Is this the same guy we got off the tower?
No, sir.
Dispatch, you can release the channel. Let me secure my unit.
Go ahead.
I almost hit him. I
You kicked him.
He darted out right here.
No, he didn't kick him. The other one. Oh.
I was sitting right over there. He had a toy.
Going on here. I'll tell you in a second.
The officer who came in running and kicked Timothy in the face was none other than Jared Desider, the very officer the city had been in an active battle to fire for the past 3 years. You can hear the officer who's standing over Timothy say no just before Officer Desider comes running in for the kick. Just remember that for now, and we'll come back to it later. The kick knocked out one of Timothy's teeth and left him with lacerations and put him in the hospital. But perhaps the most disturbing part of this incident isn't just the completely unjustified kick, it's what Officer Desider did right before it. After being kicked in the face, Timothy was arrested and taken to jail. He got out a few weeks later and made a legitimate effort to report what the officer had done to him to the Monroe Police Department. He filed an official complaint naming the officers involved, and then he waited for months. And to no one's surprise, it went nowhere. The footage of the incident wasn't released for another 4 months, and even then, only part of it was made public. The roughly 3-minute body camera segment that you just watched was the only part of the footage that was ever released to the public. Timothy's attorney said that there were other cameras from that night that the city never turned over, so the public got to see the kick, but not much else. Jamie Mayo was the city of Monroe's mayor the night that Officer Desider kicked Timothy, and he claimed that he had no idea that this had happened for several weeks. He also made some pretty bold statements when questioned about it by Fox 14.
This was the incident that started it all. For months, Timothy Williams says he was beaten while being arrested on April 21st. He was jailed, then released on May 17th, but it wasn't until he got out that he tried to report what happened to him to no avail.
I'm told that he tried to do it a couple of times, and it wasn't until July the 6th that he was able to file that complaint.
Jamie Mayo was the mayor at the time of this incident. He says he didn't know anything about this.
It wasn't until July the 6th.
Yeah, I gave out 5 gift memberships out there, folks. Blue Line Transparency, Tennessee Transparency, you have rights to remain silent for. E.D. Dabs, Debogod, and Sand Rafer Grusin, you guys are now virtual watchmen. Enjoy the content.
That Chief Reggie Brown called me to indicate that there had been a situation that he viewed as excessive force.
So the question we've all wanted answered, how could this incident go by without anyone knowing anything?
It appears to me that some of the police officers were involved in a cover-up.
We asked Mayor Ellis if Mayo knew about this incident. He says they're still sorting through a timeline.
Chief Brown has given a timeline to the new administration, to Mayor Ellis. There's no question about that. They know what the timeline is right now.
The former mayor believes all officers involved should be convicted because what they did, he says, is unbelievable.
As you've heard, this investigation is ongoing, and once it's complete, this case will head to the district attorney's office for further investigation. He will decide whether criminal charges will be made. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops.
So even the guy who was running the town at the time and had every reason to grasp for excuses plainly admitted that what Officer Desider had done was completely unacceptable. Around the same time, the state stepped in and charged Desider with second-degree battery and malfeasance in office, but Timothy's attorneys and the local NAACP chapter were already calling for an administrative reckoning.
Ouachita Parish Monroe chapter of the NAACP says they want all of the officers involved in the excessive force case involving Timothy Williams to be arrested.
If they would stand by us or look on as one officer inflicted body harm to us, they just as guilty.
And that's why they held this protest.
There's always a few bad apples, and our job as advocates and counselors of the law is to do what we can to speak out to weed those individuals out.
We first reported.
Yeah, the whole bad apple theory is bad upon its premise, because guess what? If you have 10 cops and one of them's a bad apple and 9 of them don't report the one bad apple, guess how many bad cops you have? 10 bad cops. 10 bad apples, because it's all about the blue line, not the bad apple.
Back in 2018, Officer Desider was fired from the force after testing positive for THC. He was ultimately reinstated by the Civil Service Board. Timothy Williams' lawyers want to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Officers are often protected through the Civil Service Board, and that if they had taken this seriously, that perhaps Desider would not have been an officer at the time when this incident occurred.
We're going to keep demanding and requesting that they release the body cam, and we're also going to be requesting the public to get behind us on this.
They say more people have come forward with similar issues, and they believe now is the time to speak out about it.
The state had charged Desider, but it wasn't long before the feds got involved. And although the state probably had a strong case, it was ultimately the federal investigation that took center stage. And in October of 2021, things weren't looking good for Officer Desider.
Meanwhile, former Monroe police officer Jared DeSater has been indicted on federal charges by the United States Attorney for the use of excessive force against a man named Timothy Williams back in 2020. Body cam footage of the arrest was released to the public earlier this year. According to the indictment, DeSater kicked Williams in the face and in the head. The indictment also alleges DeSater attempted to cover up his misconduct by misleading his supervisors. If convicted, DeSater faces up to 20 years in prison.
It turns out that Desider had told his
misleading supervisors. So the police are now blaming. See, when a police officer really goes bad like this one, they start blaming the police officer, and then they go, well, he lied to supervisors. Well, if the supervisors were doing their job, they would have better control over this guy. Well, don't you think? You know?
Supervisors, he never touched Timothy, and that the injuries came from a fall in a blatant attempt to cover up what had really happened. At least, that's what the indictment accused him of. The cover-up was one of the charges the feds had brought against him, but it was never the one Desider actually had to answer for. When he took his deal in 2022, he pleaded guilty to a single count of deprivation of rights, and the cover-up count was dropped. So the kick is the only part that he officially admitted to, and the whole fall story has remained an accusation. But pleading guilty to that kick came with a catch. To take the deal, Desider had to sign his name to a sworn statement of exactly what he did in that parking lot. And that is where the mysterious no from the other officer took on a whole new meaning.
When Williams attempted to run away, Desider chased after him. Then Williams eventually stopped running, got on his stomach, and put his hands behind his back. Desider ran towards the victim and then asked his fellow officer whether the officer's body-worn camera was recording. And when he was mistakenly told the cameras were off, he continued to run towards Williams and kicked him in the face.
Needless to say, someone who loses control in the moment doesn't ask mid-sprint whether the cameras are rolling. Desider asked if he was recording, got told no, and never even broke his stride on the way to kick Timothy in the face. That's about as premeditated as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. And none of that is just my opinion of the video. Desider admitted all that himself in writing. In a statement on the sentencing, Kristen Clark, who ran the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division, said Desider had assaulted a man when he thought he wasn't being watched. And she said the sentence, quote, makes clear that the Department of Justice will aggressively investigate and prosecute any officer who believes that the Constitution only applies when the cameras are on. And that's exactly what they did.
Our top story tonight, former Monroe police officer Jared Desider was sentenced.
Well, I'm sorry, if that were a true statement, I would think that they would have a whole division that goes after bad cops. You know?
A whole agency. Yeah, you're right.
A whole sub-agency that would go after nothing but bad cops. But, yeah, I think it's just all facade.
To 6.5 years in prison today for the April 2020 police brutality incident.
That's right, Christina. Desider's sentence is followed by 2 years of supervised release for his role in the assault of Timothy Williams in Ouachita Parish and his efforts to cover up the abuse.
The criminal case was over and justice had been served to some degree, but that justice didn't compensate Timothy for everything that he had gone through as a result of a government actor's conduct. And the outcome of Timothy's civil case was somewhat strange, to say the least. Timothy filed a federal lawsuit against the city, the police chief, Desider, and the other officers who were there that night. And after nearly 5 years, he walked away with nothing. Not a settlement, not a single dollar, nothing. In fact, Desider never had to answer the lawsuit at all. But it wasn't because he beat the case on the facts. He got out of it because Timothy's own attorneys, after the court had handed them extension after extension, and then a final deadline with no more chances, never managed to properly serve Desider the paperwork. The judge who dismissed him plainly said that throwing out a case over a paperwork failure is an extreme thing to do, and that Timothy had a serious constitutional claim that was completely wasted. So the case was thrown out. The city and the rest of the officers got out on qualified immunity and a weak complaint the court said hadn't alleged enough to go forward. By December of 2025, Timothy basically had no case left and the civil suit quietly disappeared. Now, none of that means that a court decided that the kick was fine. That same judge who closed the case also acknowledged that Desider violated Timothy's rights to be free from excessive force. And that's pretty obvious from the criminal conviction. Timothy's civil suit ultimately died due to missed deadlines.
So I hate to see him miss out on a civil award on this, but the fact that that the officer who violently attacked him, at least he was a victim who got justice. You know, where the justice was the cop, the bad cop is going to jail now. But he still should have got something for pain and suffering. It's over paperwork that's just downright disgusting. And this is why we need to have it to where it's easier to win these cases. And quit doing this whole qualified immunity BS just because some little part of the interaction was different. Like, for instance, failure to ID. You know, just because it didn't happen the exact same way in 2 or 3 other cases, they get off scot-free on qualified immunity because they didn't have them detained. You know, that should already, you know, qualified immunity is turned into this technical anchor on people.
Talk about transparency and accountability, right?
Right. So but the government puts everything roadblocks over everything, folks. So you've got to stay on top of it. And too bad we can't get the laws changed to where lawyers would be willing to pick this up and fight for it and wind up fighting for your rights to where they go, yes, this is a slam dunk case we can win. Nobody's going to squirt out on qualified immunity. So if you don't win, we're going, you know, the fees are waived like in an injury case. But no, we have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to retain a lawyer just for the chance to be heard and it getting thrown out on qualified immunity.
Yeah, waste of time, taxpayers' money, effort, energy, everything.
and a qualified immunity defense that his own lawyers never bothered to contest. And he ultimately received nothing for sustaining that kick beyond the satisfaction of seeing Desider in prison. And it seems like the problems within law enforcement in the Monroe area didn't stop at the local police either.
I have not visited his grave in 10 years.
It is a picture that says it all. A decade of grief, of pain, and of fighting for justice.
Yesterday was the first day in 10 years.
10 years, folks. 10-year battle. There should never be a 10-year battle over a cop like this.
After an 8-member federal jury found private jail operator LaSalle Corrections and its jailers responsible for his father's death. The verdict? A stunning $42.75 million awarded to the family.
Move, I move.
Their fight began back in 2015 after their father, Erie Moore Sr., was arrested in Monroe, Louisiana for disturbing the peace, a misdemeanor.
The jury saw the atrocious conduct by guards at the jail against Mr. Moore.
Video from inside that jail shows guards repeatedly pepper spraying Moore.
The guards body slam Mr. Moore headfirst to the ground.
They then took him into an area known as the four-way, where there were no cameras. Moore spent just 36 hours.
I'm sorry, every single inch and corner of a jail, of an intake, of everything need to be recorded. There should be no point in time where something cannot be documented. Yep. Especially if your primary function is to incarcerate and take care of these people. Because if a camera cannot prove them,
otherwise,
if no cameras on them, then guess what? It should fall back onto the state for failing to supply proper evidence and the proper unfairly document or whatever.
Hours inside that jail, he died of brain injuries.
That one wasn't even the police department. Erie Moore Sr. was arrested in Monroe, but he died inside a privately ran jail. And it was that private company, not the city, that the federal jury held responsible. But just take a moment to look.
And that's another thing, folks. There should not be anything considered a private jail. If the state is going to take control of people, the state needs to be responsible. And it should not put that trust in a third party. They need to take responsibility and they need to run their own jails.
Yeah, the federal government needs to go ahead and sweep in there. They need to sweep that whole company, agency, whatever they are.
Private prison systems should be abolished.
Yeah.
Or if they are going to be around, they need to be heavily monitored.
What this small corner of Louisiana's law enforcement has produced at every level. The state police and Ronald Green, the city police and Timothy Williams, and a private jail in Erie Moore. That's 3 different institutions with 3 different uniforms and authority, but the same reckless and disturbing instincts running through all of them, both in the field and within the agency. There are some serious issues with how policing is being conducted in this area from top to bottom, and I don't know how the citizens of Louisiana, and the city of Monroe in particular, aren't raising hell about it. One other interesting through line to note about this story is the role that cameras played in each of these incidents. Video footage is often one of the most indisputable pieces of evidence in any given police misconduct case, but it is also one that is easily manipulated, destroyed, or avoided altogether. The troopers who beat Ronald
Hey, Peg's Place, yes, shouldn't be able to turn off or mute body cameras too. I 100% agree with that. The only time they should be able to turn it off is after they cleared the call with their dispatch. And I haven't put this to the test yet, but if I ever get detained or pulled over or whatever, I am going to tell any police officer, is your body cam running? Wonderful. Do not mute. Do not stop your body camera. If you do, it is considered destruction of evidence. Thank you. I will be FOIAing that information. Your body cam will be mine. So do not mute it. Otherwise, it's destruction of a record until you clear yourself with your dispatch of this call. And then when we go to court and when I ask for that video and it's been muted, guess what? Objection, Your Honor. Destruction of evidence. I told him not to mute it. I told him not to do it. He purposely destroyed the evidence.
Buried his camera footage for 2 years. Desider checked whether a camera was even on before he kicked Timothy in the face, and the guards who beat Mr. Moore intentionally took him to one of the corners of the jail that the cameras couldn't reach. Every one of these officers understood the same thing about video accountability, and likely without ever even having met each other. And that lesson is that it only counts if the camera catches it. And even when the camera does catch it, that doesn't mean the department, the city, or whatever government entity is going to act in good faith with that footage. What these 3 cases show is not only a disturbing pattern of police misconduct in the Monroe area of Louisiana, these also serve as a practical example of how being recorded can be.
Hey, Small Miracle, Miracle's Garage says that tyrants will always do what tyrants do. There ain't no stopping it. It's too late for us. Unfortunately, no, it's not too late. This is where you have to be an advocate. You have to call your state government. You have to tell them to change the laws. You have to push for that. Again, one thing that I advocate for is a national minimum federal level standard of policing that should be the same across the board. They have this NHTSA training, National Highway and Safety Training, that they teach every freaking officer. They spend a whole week on it in training. It's called DWI week. If they can spend a whole week on drunk driving to make sure they cover every inch of the law when it comes to an intoxicated individual to ensure they get the proper conviction and get that drunk driver off the road, which we support. We support that. But we do not support the ignorance of the willful ignorance when it comes to the law in this job. It needs to be trained more, folks. And the only way that you can do that is to make sure that the government, the legislative branch brings that quality up.
Factored into the calculus of an officer's conduct at every level of enforcement. And unfortunately for the public, the cultural consensus seems to be avoidance and manipulation rather than transparency and accountability. That's all I've got for you today, folks. If you took the time to watch this video to the end, then I want to give you my sincerest thanks. You're a huge part of helping this channel grow, and I genuinely appreciate your support. If you'd like to see...
And that sentiment is shared here at our channel. If you want to catch the original content creator and all of their other videos, they're down in the links in the description, folks. We're one of the few channels that actually shout out the original content creators on this, folks, so that way they get the proper respect that they deserve. We just don't try to rip off their content, folks. We're trying to provide live reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah, shout out to our brothers and sisters out there, freedom fighting for the people.
Oh, and auditor news. Did you hear that Long Island audit got arrested?
Oh, about the billboard and his billboard thing truck was towed.
His billboard truck, yeah. Apparently some police union chief arrested him. Don't know why. I haven't really watched the video. I don't know. I haven't got all that information yet, so maybe we'll bring it to you guys next time once we get all the information in from Long Island Audit. But yeah, go check out Long Island Audit. Shout out to him, folks. So
hey, let me say something. So is there anybody in the chat with the iPhone 17? I'm asking that again.
Hey folks, if you got an iPhone 17, let us know in the chat, folks. If you're going to get one maybe within the next week or two and you need something special for it, let us know. Come on, folks. If you got an iPhone 17, just put it in the chat.
We got some free merch for you.
We got some free merch for you. Or tell you what, if we don't give it away by the end of the stream, leave a comment in the video for Sacramento Community Watch saying, I have an iPhone 17. First one who does it, you'll hear from him.
Yes, sir.
So the last one we got for the night, let me find my little, is Bay Area Transparency, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's watch this one.
Talking over me and you don't be quiet.
What's the question? You're not even answering any of my questions, so it doesn't matter.
I don't have to answer your question.
Well,
here's
your information.
So you're not listening. It's
That is
written
what you requested.
or verbal. How
That
can
is
I
what
do
the
it?
university has told me.
How can I do
That
it
is what
verbally? I'll
Okay,
walk around with
again?
you if you want. Can you not touch my? Don't touch me or
Okay,
my camera.
please, I'm
That'd
telling-
be a bad idea.
Okay.
Who is me? Because everything in here is confidential.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm-
who
I'm
are
go-
you?
I'm not going in there. Yeah.
No, I know you're not, but who are you?
I did not try to hit you
Yeah,
for
you
the
look
record.
like it, and the camera will show it. Back up away
yes,
from
the
me.
camera will
I'm
show
trying
that
to
I
get a
would
drink
never
of
try to
water.
hit you.
All right. What's going on, Bay fam? It's your boy, Bay Area Transparency. We're back at it once again. For this video, we are back in Sacramento at the Sac State University campus. We went ahead and did the first visit.
Sacramento, stand up.
And then about 2 weeks later,
Hey, Mr.
we
Tahoe,
came
how's it
back.
going?
We purposely did not publish the video because I wanted to see if they had training at that point and would do the right thing, be professional, be respectful, and respect the Constitution and our rights. However, what you're going to see in this video is actually this visit was 10 times worse than the first visit. After this visit happened, I went ahead and published the first video on June 25th. Then I returned to the campus on June 26th so you could see the contrast. And on the 26th, for the most part, nobody did anything foul or crazy at all. You're going to see a couple conversations, but for the most part, everybody was extremely professional. If all it took was for me to publish a video so that we the people could create the change like that, and it was okay all of a sudden because a video came out and they got an earful by enraged members of the public, then it should have always been okay. They should have always been trained. They should have never acted that way. None of this should have happened at all. It was that easy. Now you're going to see from the little clips that pop in the videos that I took from June 26th, the day after the first video published, that they still have some signs up at some of the offices saying you can't record in there. I go into every single one of those offices and nobody said anything. They need to take those signs down off those office doors and windows. However, the student athlete office, which is open to the public for anybody to go get information and should remain open to the public, fully closed their office doors, locked the door.
Ooh, this is an interesting chat message here, folks. Small Miracles Garage states, I think any cop or judge or lawyer, someone with that much power over the people, should have to do 30 to 60 days in a random jail before they get their jobs so they know what they are doing to us. I kind of agree with that. Maybe not that long, maybe like a weekend to start off with. But yeah, I also think that police should be put in torture cuffs. I think that they, part of their training, you know, they should get put in torture cuffs. I think that they should be tased so they know what the tasing feels like.
Yes, that is part of the training. I've been tased, part of training, and pepper sprayed. That's part of the training.
But definitely the torture cuffs. I think they should spend at least an hour in torture cuffs.
Yeah, I've been in handcuffs, but not while I was on the job when I was doing my thing.
I mean, I kind of agree with, you know, Chili DeCastro when it comes to torture cuffs.
Like a virtual detainment?
You know, it needs to be more of a virtual detainment. It needs to be a virtual detainment. You should try to, you know, use soft cuff, you know, soft zip tie things, whenever. You know, Japan has made great strides in peaceful restraint. You know, they got these long poles that they can snatch you and, you know, direct you to the ground between 3 or 4 people. But, you know, there should be non-violent ways to subdue people before we go straight into tasers and beanbag shots and stuff.
Right.
Taped paper on all the windows and is not letting anybody in. It says the only people who can go in there are student athletes. If you need any service from them, call your coach. And then they're picking and choosing who they let in. This is not okay, Bay fam. That is our office and it needs to be open. You're going to see that in this video. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Remember, these videos are always unscripted and posted in chronological order as it happened. Don't let the employees say it didn't happen that way because that video is heavily edited, because that's not true. And we always keep the full unedited version in case we have to prove they're lying. Follow us.
So for me, folks, whenever I do my audits, I haven't done one in a long time because of family issues. I actually post my unedited videos unredacted, other than maybe me bleeping out, stuff that might be offensive on YouTube's guidelines. I post the entire thing over on my accountability channel, which is the ADHD Auditor. So the link in the description down there. I haven't posted much down there, but I'm trying to create more content, folks. So I'm trying to do my best.
On Facebook, Bay Area Transparency Official. Follow us on Instagram at Bay Area Transparency. Subscribe, like, and share. Baby is BAT. And I'm out. I took a picture of this before. I get a picture of that. Hello, how you guys doing?
Hey, Mr. Tahoe, reach out to me at Reno News Now at Outlook.com. Let me know more about that. I'd be glad to take a look at that and start investigating.
Get the video that I need.
Hi, can I help you? Hey, can I help you? Sir? Can I help you?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Did
good.
I ask you for help?
Taking the videos and pictures I need right now.
I'm confused.
Why do we need videos and pictures?
Because I'm working on something about the college.
Okay, are you representative of the university?
No, I don't work here.
Okay, well there's private information in the back, so I'm gonna have to keep you up here for videoing or anything like that.
Well, I wasn't planning on going in the back. Is there access to stuff back there? Is it open to the public or?
No, this is for designated population only.
Designated population, what's that
Private,
mean?
it's private information back here.
But what does designated
It's
population
FERPA protected
mean?
information.
That's not what I'm asking. What does designated population mean? Are you saying it's employees only?
No, it's for student athletes only.
Okay, so
And designated staff that have.
so
been
members of the
registered.
public go back there is what we're saying.
Members
of the public go back there, is that what we're saying?
Not usually, no.
What are student athletes?
If you would like more information, we go talk to student affairs.
No, I'm good.
I just-
I'm just trying to point out to you that they're members of the public, right? They don't work here.
Who?
See what I'm saying? Student athletes, right? They don't work here. They go to school here. They're just members of the public. I have no intention on going back there.
Okay.
If it's
Then that's all
open
we
to
need.
the
Okay,
public,
good.
then I can go back there.
Then you're good.
But I'm not trying to right now. So, but I'll let you know if I want to.
Okay, I'll stand here until you finish.
Okay, you'll be standing there for a while. That is certificate of appreciation.
A nice lady to help me.
Dad, please do not film back here. We have personal identifiable information.
Don't yell at me,
I don't think I went back there at all.
You need to take a chill pill,
You got your
It's your duty to create privacy, which is what you're doing. If you don't want the privacy, you don't be making these wild claims because you don't know how to do your job properly.
shots.
No, I
If you
don't.
don't have a purpose here, you can certainly leave.
You do not have a purpose.
What the hell are you?
Go ahead.
Exactly.
You have a purpose here,
I have a
you
purpose
can
here.
go back to work. Sitting
Right now,
down in
you're
front of
making
me.
everybody uncomfortable. So I would appreciate if you left. You're welcome to keep as long as you would like here.
Making me
Well, I
uncomfortable.
can shoot anywhere, right?
There's
You
personal
have.
information back there. You're not allowed to go back there.
I did not go back there. But again, if you guys have any member of the public go back there,
I'm not going to argue with you.
well, don't argue. Maybe you can just listen instead of talking. The Supreme Court disagrees with you on where I can be, right? There's Supreme Court case laws called Brandsburg v. Hayes. You should look it up. Anywhere members of the public have access to, the media has access to. Anybody recording for news purposes is considered media. So. Finish her! Here, this is exactly what we expect from you. Just the attitude and not knowing what you're talking about. It's awesome. It's good for me. It's not good for you, but. Of the public, like these yellow files right here. That's something that I want to know and I want to see, so we can get it changed. Because you're right, FERPA does mandate that you guys protect files. The fact that the files are in the view of the public isn't a me problem; it's a you problem. You guys need to change that.
Right.
But just like we expect from her, just the typical.
She's probably texting her bestie, the security up at the front.
Last time.
I'm feeling uncomfortable. Can you come get this guy out of here?
You can't record, which is down now because I think they learned better than that. But and then just the whole thought process that she thinks she can say, "You don't have business here. You can leave." Like you don't have no control. Nobody can control it. But at the end of the day, they'll play the victim. They'll say I'm being an asshole and all this stuff, right? Which just isn't true.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
What's going on?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't.
5-2 copy.
5-2 copy.
Are you here on appointment or something, or what?
Again, I didn't call you guys, so I don't know why you're here.
Talk to the manager.
Okay.
Who called?
Who the hell are you?
What's your name, sir? What is your name, sir?
I didn't give it.
I know, so I'm asking you, what is your name?
Fred, I didn't give it.
Why are you not giving your name? Is there a reason why you're here? Are you a student?
Who are you?
I'm Officer Lofton.
Cool. What's your badge number?
Right here, 1383.
Oh, awesome. All right. So I'll take your information.
Okay.
That's good.
The information was given.
Awesome.
So why are you here?
He's not doing anything else.
Do you have an appointment?
As long as he's not.
So you're not
Do you
asking-
have an appointment
Yes,
with
I
me?
work here.
With me?
Hey, what here?
Yes, I do, because when someone
I
calls.
charge for questions.
Okay, well, you can charge me all you want. You can charge the Sacramento State
No,
University.
if you want to pay up front, I'll answer your.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh, you're authorizing me to bill you now? Okay, just so you're aware, ma'am, it's $1,500 per question. $1,500 per question. Are you sure you want to authorize the payment on that?
2,200.
Maybe $2,500. $2,500 a question. That's a good.
And for her, special deal, 2,700.
And then just so you're aware, ma'am, I also have an emergency fee too. So seeing how you came out here and didn't schedule an appointment with me to answer questions, I'm going to have to charge you an emergency fee for each question or for the session. It really all depends on how many questions you ask me. And that's about $50,000.
And a rush fee of $75.
What was that?
A rush fee of $75 too.
Well, let's get back to Rita here, you know.
10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Earth.
Okay,
You
well
don't
then
owe
you
me,
should.
you're not employed by, to paying me, so.
No, I am paying you. You're completely wrong about that.
No,
No, it is
So,
true. You get
do you
paid
have an
by. You
appointment-
get
do you
paid.
have
You
an
get. Excuse me.
appointment?
You get paid
Do
by
you have an
public
appointment
tax
here?
dollars. I do pay you.
Okay, well,
But-
I pay my own money. So.
No, you don't. You pay
No,
from
you don't.
taxes, so you can just be on your way.
Do you want do they want them to leave?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't.
There you go. Tell her it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You almost said it.
No, I mean,
it was right. It
no,
doesn't matter.
I mean-
You should say that. You should say
They
exactly
don't feel
that.
comfortable with him here. I was like, they said as long as he does not filming any personal documents or any important documents that aren't supposed to be.
It wouldn't matter anyway.
Okay.
Right.
They have no control over him being there.
And again, folks, this whole private document thing, if we're not supposed to film it and we film it, it's not illegal. It depends on what it is and how we disseminate that information. Usually, when it comes to personal information, us and our editors, we go through and we scrub any personal information because we don't want to dox people.
Mm-hmm.
But because they're flipping out because you can't record this personal, well, maybe you shouldn't have it out in the first place. You know?
Are you? Do they want him to leave or not? I don't know.
She shouldn't be a police
Doesn't
officer
matter if
because
they
it
do.
doesn't.
It's public property.
It
Now
doesn't matter if they want him to leave or not. It's public property. He's not violating any laws. He doesn't have to leave. If she needs to lessen a little bit of that makeup and learn the law instead. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't even see her eyebrows. Come on now, get up out of there. I should go and do an audit there too
Okay.
here soon.
Are you? Do they want him to leave or not? I don't know with me.
It doesn't matter if they do. It's public property.
Not in the building. It's not.
Yeah, it is.
Not in the building. It's not.
Hold on. I got one for that. Don't even start it. Hold
The
on.
lie detector determined that was a lie.
I think he got her goat there.
You can be outside.
This is
no,
a
it's not.
public
Unless
office.
you're. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Open to the public.
Do you have an
You see
appointment?
the sign on the outside? It doesn't say authorized personnel.
It says
Open to
it's
the
for
public.
it's for students only.
Or their parents, right? Or
Are you a
somebody,
parent?
or somebody from the. I am a parent. Or
Okay,
somebody
but
from
do
the.
your student
Ma'am,
go
you
here?
keep talking over me and you don't be
What's
quiet.
the
Let me
question?
speak.
You're not even answering any
A
of my questions, so it
conversation
doesn't.
She's been answering every question you've been asking except for personal ones, which is the best way to handle this. You're just getting all. She's gonna need some butthurt cream.
Yes,
It's
and
just,
her
because right now
high-pitched
she's
ass
just
voice.
sounding like a stooge. I mean, geez, you know, because
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I don't have to answer your
really got
question,
out of hand.
but I can give you information. A parent can come in here. Somebody
Hey, Chief,
trying
I'll
to
be
get
right back.
information, anything. That's called open to the public. And
Are
the
you
Supreme,
getting any
excuse
information?
me, the
You're
Supreme
not.
Court. I am.
No.
I'm gathering it partly with
Okay.
this. The Supreme
I don't
Court
even know why you're-
disagrees
It's a
with
First
your
Amendment
uneducated self,
sorry, what?
so
It's a
you
First
should go back
Amendment
and do
auditor.
what you're doing.
You know what that is?
No.
It's
What?
people that come in public spaces and just film, pretty much.
So what? I mean,
That's
what is
not
he filming
what
now?
a,
What are
that's
you
not what an
filming?
auditor
Yeah,
is. A
business.
First Amendment auditor.
He doesn't
A
technically.
First Amendment auditor is out recording inside of public spaces, documenting in public places where we're allowed to document per our rights under the Constitution, First Amendment, and they're out exercising the rights to see if they're going to be violated. They're testing those grounds and to see if they're being abided by.
They have
Come
to
on now.
answer us. We can ask him as many questions as possible, as long as he's in. So if he's in a public space, right? There's not much we can do about it.
I don't know
unless-
why.
There's
why
no
you're
pressure.
saying
There's
that.
nothing you can do, right? You almost said it
Right.
earlier, and you were right.
It depends.
Right.
And I actually respect it, right?
It
So-
depends. It depends, right? If
Well,
you know,
in
if you
this
have- if you
situation,
have, if
there's
you have
nothing you
business
can
here,
do.
right? You obviously this is a public space, right? But
Mhm.
depending on what higher ups say, right, they could trespass you.
No, they can't.
No, they can't.
602 of the Penal Code is very clear. You don't get to trespass based on somebody exercising constitutional rights.
Oh.
It's
I understand.
very
I understand.
fucking clear.
I understand.
And the
That's
case
if-
law
that's
from the
if-
Supreme Court is very clear
I understand.
too.
That's if this
So
is
just hold on. I hear that a lot.
Specifically a public space, correct?
Right. So
have you
I hear
read
it-
anywhere, right, within
No.
like
I don't know why
any
he's filming,
documents
but he's
saying
here trying to
this
film,
this
and he's
space
saying
right
this is a
here
public space,
is a
and
public
actually he's
space,
not
and
going to film.
Of course. She going over there
Yeah.
telling like she has some sort of case or something. Bitch, he's saying exactly.
The case law, especially out of California, says anywhere that the public can go, the media can go. And the one thing that the First Amendment auditors, I want to kind of add to what you were saying, because I still had my ears in when I went to go take care of what I was taking care of, was the reason why we use cameras is to help stress test the First Amendment, because again, anywhere the public can go, media can go. Anywhere media can go, they can bring their cameras.
That's
The
exactly
camera-
what I just said too. That's funny.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. So a First Amendment auditor uses a camera as a tool to stress test that First Amendment, like Chief was saying. So it's one of those things that we also redress our government with our grievances. That's part of the First Amendment. We stress about just about everything, the ability to gather, except for we don't really stress test the religion part, but it's there. If I got down and started praying right down in there, what are they going to do? It's just another violation. I mean, we technically could start holding a prayer group or something. I don't know. But
Yeah, and folks, remember, no section of the First Amendment, no element of the First Amendment is any stronger than the other part. you know, the right to redress, the right to free speech, you know, religion, they're all equally as powerful. You know what I'm saying? So if you have the right to
Right.
record, the right to free religion, you know, then you have the right to do the other ones just the same. So remember that.
In the Constitution, that specific article, the way that I was taught is where it says speech, the freedom of speech shall not be abridged. Anything after that, the assembly, the peaceful protest, the press, is basically you can interchange speech with any of those, and it reads the same way. Yep. So, you know, there's the 5 elements that we keep harping on. They need to teach the 5 elements more than they need to just teach, oh, it's the freedom of speech.
Yeah, to them.
But again, to them, yeah. And folks, again, we're not lawyers, so this is not legal advice, as mentioned at the title entry during the lemon pound cake, folks.
You can film here and stuff.
Even if they had a sign that says you can't film here, it wouldn't matter at all.
Or
right?
if it's for people who are doing business here.
Well, this is business. This is the First Amendment. I'm doing a story.
Right. Business with the school.
But how do you know I'm doing business with the school? So this is the thing.
You are not the arbiter of business, folks.
Says, anywhere random members of the public have access to, the media has access to. Okay. So if a parent, any one of these students can walk in here, then I can as well. They can't say, well, we don't like your camera now, you got to go. It doesn't work like that.
I get it.
And I'm just saying, educate yourself a bit more, because what you're saying is mostly right. I know. But I hear cops say, well.
So I want to point out, folks, this guy, this police officer, this law enforcement officer, the man in this group, he is a star. He is trying to learn. He's being educated by somebody who knows the law just a little bit better than he does. Whereas the tyrant on the left, the female officer, is not getting what she wants. Therefore, she's raising a hissy fit.
If my higher ups say that they're going to trespass you, then that's what we're going to do. You don't have to obey unlawful orders. To trespass me would not only violate my rights, but it would also add you to a lawsuit. You don't want to do that.
I understand.
Right?
I understand. This is.
She doesn't. Educate her. Have you been on longer than her?
It's a public area, right? Because obviously we're allowed in, office. Right? And you're saying you're doing business.
Right. Yeah, it's business.
And genuinely accepted practices usually don't allow anybody past the receptionist desk. So that's where I draw my line as an auditor. I'll come into the publicly accessible area, but anything past the receptionist desk is considered private.
So are you media?
Yeah, I'm doing a story on the
media, press. It's all the same thing. What do you care?
A blogger, or do you work for a media?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I'm not going to go into that specifics, but yeah, I'm doing a story on the college.
Okay. Okay.
So it's real simple.
So you're not working
I
for
actually
like a
dealt with
newspaper
one of your guys'. Well, again, that's you're going more into it.
I'm just trying to understand what you're doing here, right? You're saying you're doing media, right? You're trying to cover a story, potentially.
To be media, somebody doesn't have to work for a paper or a news, mainstream news media, right?
What kind of story?
There's all kind of independent journalists, and what somebody called back in the, I forget who coined the terminology, was like a gonzo journalist, right?
I've never.
Check it out. Okay. There's all kind of different journalists. So.
Are you doing like a story on athletes?
Just on the college.
Just on the college in general.
Everything, everybody in the college.
Okay, so.
Yep.
He's giving him way more information than he should.
In an athletic office, correct? So that's what I was wondering if you're doing a story.
I'm gonna try to get some records, but this is the thing. I'm also gonna get some of this, which we all have access to.
That's obvious.
He's telling them enough without telling them enough.
Yeah. If I want to get a business card or come in here and ask a question, I have access to it, right?
Right. I mean.
So they asked me if they could help me at first. I said no. Right now, I'm just gonna get my shots. I'll let you guys know when I need help.
Okay.
Since then, they're just mad that I'm recording, right? And based on the fact I knew they called you because I seen them right here calling, I said, well, I'll sit here and wait. I'm not going to run away and have you guys searching around for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but other than that, I'm gonna get
they
some
extended
of this.
it.
I'm gonna ask.
They called the police.
Records,
he could have been out of there 5 minutes ago.
I'm done.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Gone.
Okay. Thank you for talking with me. I appreciate it.
All good, bro. Thank you for knowing. Right?
No,
we appreciate that type of stuff. Yep. So that officer, in my opinion, was a good officer.
Yes, he was a star. Blue line, that's awesome. He brought up praying as an argument with the supervising officer auditing at Flagstaff, Arizona Town Hall. He agreed with me and educated their other officers.
Oh, yes, sir.
No, you good.
Okay, so folks, that's the proper way to handle it. If you don't want, it's the auditor's job, our job, to make sure we block those things out. You know, we take great care to make sure we block out people that don't deserve to be in the camera.
Sorry. What's up, y'all? You're good. You're good. Hey, my squad went from.
Unless you make yourself part of this situation.
I never lived weight ever in my life.
What forms would you like?
Hello.
What forms?
The ones right here. So you might grab a couple of those and maybe ask a couple questions. But...
They got all that damn equipment jiggling around. None of them knows the law. Just a waste.
This lady is completely uneducated.
All right, take care.
All right, you too, man. So the younger.
So if they're not going to teach them the law, at least they should do is give them a hotline that they can call and go, hey, I'm not able to detain this person. Here's the issue. What should I do? And the DA should go, leave them the F alone.
Mm-hmm.
Leave. You shouldn't be there. You're done. Bye.
Take rocks, booch.
But no, they sit there and fake it till they make it, folks. Until they can't make it, and then guess what? They wind up getting on themselves on a lawsuit.
Dude gets a A+, the other lady gets a complete
Cost the taxpayers
fail.
money.
These people get a complete fail. Ask the Brock cops over here thinking that they can do.
They're gonna
something.
ignore him for an
Like
hour and a half.
I told them earlier. Call the president, the feds, the cops, whoever you want. And the laws are set right here. The First Amendment is not a crime. Having a camera recording you while you're at work is not a crime. It's actually imperative that we record our public employees during the course of their duties. The little canines running around, right? That lady cop didn't know what she was talking about, so I just kind of like let her have it a little bit. You know,
Start stripping their qualified
because she
immunity.
got,
Let them know the
her
law.
tone changed with me, and she got a little bit demanding. Look at this. They have a thing out here that says, literally says freedom of expression, right? Scan these cones to learn more about freedom of expression and policy. They have it right here in this office, where they just called the police on me for literally freedom of expression. That's crazy. So let's get the, let's talk about what I need here. Get the WAP.
Phrasing.
Oh my God.
Y'all just heard me hit the bell. Now I'm being refused service. I need service. Alright, real simple. Let's do it one more time. Says hit the bell for service. I'm hitting the bell. And that's another part of the problem, right? Is when police come, especially if they're uneducated and don't know what they're talking about, they will often make statements and comments like, you know, just don't engage, don't talk to them, don't do this and that. And then now we have public employees not doing their job. I'll gladly get that on camera and post it. I have no problem. It's gonna make them look bad, like her. She just heard the
Hey,
bell,
Blue
came
Line,
up
go ahead
here,
and send it
she's
our
the
way,
one
man.
Sitting up front, supposed to help me, and just did not. Right? So I'll gladly get that on camera, and people can do with it what they will, right? But well, a lot of the times what happens is people now start pushing for termination of people because they're not doing their job.
Yep.
Here you go
I got to make sure my purse is safe.
They all hear it. They hear me talking. They hear the bell. They're refusing to answer it. And I'm going to record it as long as it takes in order to get help. How much more clear can that be? Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I've been ringing the bell for like 15 minutes.
I'm gonna gonna take that bill because you don't seem to have a question.
I just said I have a question. Did you not hear me? Yes, that's why I've been ringing the bell for 15 minutes.
Oh.
I don't know what this means. Is there communicating or what does that mean?
She's an idiot.
I have a question.
Again, I just said I have a question. You can try to manipulate it and not do your job, but you're gonna look like shit on the internet. So it's not hard for you, apparently. So now she took the bell. So now I'll have to find a bell sound in my phone and just play that. Or call for them, right? Knock on the table. They can't take my hand. They're not going to take the table. When all you had to do was be professional. If I was anyone else ringing the bell out here, and they came out and said, "Did you have a question?"
Yeah, it's the camera.
I've been ringing
That's
the
what
bell.
it is. It's the camera.
They would say, "Okay, what can we help you with?" Instead, she had an attitude. So I still need my questions answered. I still need those answered. So hopefully somebody that's actually professional and wants to look good on the camera will help.
This is disgusting.
Excuse me, need some help here. Need some help up here. Little bit of help, please.
Excuse me.
Need some help. Do your job. I'm telling her. You guys see it. She heard me knock. She see me knocking. I'm gonna knock again. Giving her every opportunity to do her job, right? But what's gonna happen is I'm gonna expose what she's doing, right? She will be exposed. Excuse me, I need some help here. She hears me. Yeah, like I said, I have questions.
What
so
petty
I need
childish
help.
behavior.
Come do your job and lose the attitude. This video.
And mind you, this is going to be the ARC, the American River College. I was recently there about 3 weeks ago for my brother's graduation. And this is how they conduct themselves. Not a good look, ARC. You guys are looking horrible, man.
And
Terrible.
this is their sports department, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can find some information before we cut out tonight, folks. So let's see if we can find something.
Comes out, you're definitely going to wish you didn't act like this, lady. I'm going to be honest. Could use some help, please. Little help would be great.
It's terrible. Look how our public service
that you get paid to do. I have some legally pressing business here that you're legally required to answer and let me conduct. So I suggest you do your job. A little assistance, please. Ladies and gentlemen, it'd be nice to get a little of assistance, please. Just need a little help out here. Oh, maybe somebody's gonna do their job. Oh, here we go. Finally. That took a long time. So, I need to do a public records request for this office. How do I do
She
that?
is terrible. She is terrible.
Sure, you have to work with our student affairs communications team. I know there's a process through there. I'm not sure of the process. You'll have to work through them.
So the law says I can do it in this office. So maybe I'll rephrase what I'm saying. I'm trying to file a public records request with you guys. So I need you guys to take a public records request. How about that?
If you have documentation, I'm happy to pass it along, but I don't.
There is no documentation.
Hey, folks, I'm just going to share this real quick. If you need to contact American River College, here's their general phone number here. We got a couple phone numbers here. 916.
That's going to be the one right there.
848011, folks.
Yep.
If you want to, please, if you do contact them, please make sure that you exercise your First Amendment rights respectfully. Folks, First Amendment is freedom of speech is a double-edged sword. You don't want to do or say anything that could bite you in the rear end. Just please try to be as respectful as you can, and just let them know how you feel, folks. I mean, that's just, yeah. Okay, so are we going to go ahead and stop here for tonight, Chief, then?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, folks. So like we told everybody, we do have some merch here. Let me go ahead and show you guys really quick. And so the first 2 people that email the Sacramento Community Watch, or it's Sacramento Community Watch at gmail.com. Sacramento Community Watch at gmail.com. The first 2 people who email us will receive, one person will receive merch shirt here, which is also on our merch site located right there ticking. And we have this iPhone 17 case here as well. Oh, upside down.
Just trying to make him the.
No, you're good. You're good. See there? For iPhone 17 users. Pretty dope, man. We got this shirt as well. Brand new. We're going to ship it to you for free. First 2 people who emailed the Sacramento Community Watch, Sacramento Community Watch at gmail.com. Get those 2 items there.
Yep.
So let it do what it do. Send those emails out, folks.
So, folks, if you want to catch the rest of that story, you can click on the link below to catch all the original content creators and auditors that we featured tonight. Is there anything else you want to go over tonight, Chief?
That's pretty much it. We appreciate all the love and support, man. Much love.
Yep.
Thank you worldwide. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Thank you for joining us, folks. Have a nice night.
Whoop.